living down south. I.W.C campus. Love.
This is your girl Alina. You don't know it's all about I.W.C campus.
I.W.C. Rastafari there. Jack your sister.
I.W.C campus is your girl bad girl Cecilia. I'm rolling.
I.W.C campus. It's your girl Nikisha Bond. Better make sure you're I.W.C.
I'm not here to come and lull your heart or seduce your mind or subvert anybody's potential or integrity. I am here to highlight academic issues that have been plaguing students within the university. Now, you might be asking yourself this question: is this person vying for the post have any previous knowledge pertaining to the post? Now, let me shine some light on that, and I'm doing that at the moment. The role of the first Vice President Academic Affairs is to ensure, as the name suggests, that all students academic affairs are treated as priority for effective and efficient resolution. In the past, Vice Presidents have committed to ensuring that facilities have been put in place to protect and represent you, the students. I've been working with the Students' Union as the representative for the School of Building and Land Management. I understand the first steps that need to be taken when a student needs assistance. Assistance from the portfolio academic affairs is not limited to academic misconduct or disciplinary hearings, but it also includes representing students who make requests for deferrals, withdrawals, leave of absence, and other issues pertaining to their academics. The Students' Union in the past has worked assiduously with the academic board to ensure that the academic life of the students are at a level with which the students may leave this institution feeling as though they received that which they paid such a great price for. So it's value for money. At present, to my knowledge, some student issues are not heard by the Students' Union until a final decision is to be taken regarding the situation. Now, this all comes down to communication between the university and students, as well as the University of Technology Students' Union and the students. As the first Vice President Academic Affairs, I will commit to try to make amendments to the terms governing these cases so that representation will be made from the beginning. Those who went before me in this position took up the mantle to increase awareness and vital sections of the Students' Handbook through Know Your Rights campaign. Now, this is a campaign which has been established before, and let us not take credit for it. It is my belief that students will act as according to that they know is right. Even more so when they know the consequences of their actions. I will ensure as the first Vice President to continue to increase this awareness on the campus. Students have always had issues with progression, the validation of grades, and other issues that arise regarding the area. As the first VP, I will make recommendations to the administration to improve these processes, but here and now I will inform you, the students, that your recommendations need to be tendered from work to be completed. Now, this simply means that whenever you have an issue, please do not sit there with the issue, because at the end of the day, we can't read your mind, right? So it calls for frequent communication between us, the Students' Union, and the students at large. I will be your voice and represent you at the highest level. Many will come before you pledging honesty, integrity, confidentiality, and other very political terms that may be used in such a race. I come to you as Darrian McGhann, the sole candidate for the first VP Academic Affairs position. And though these very crucial words will play a vital role in carrying out the duties assigned to me if elected, I charge all of you to not take a promise from me or a pledge, but to work with me from now to ensure that the work is done. Now I implore all class representatives, seek out your faculty or college representatives. Seek to sit with them on their committees. If one member from each class knows information, we will be able to keep every student informed. Demand this information that will make your life easier. This method of communication will then allow me to garner these reports from the representatives and take them to the respective authority, increasing the means by which feedback is provided for the relative or respective situations. Now people, don't wait. It calls for us as university students to take the initiative. Don't hesitate. Be involved. Exercise your right as a student. Help me to help you. Outline here is just a mustard seed of possibilities that together we can do. Now on March 27, 2014, I challenge you to come out at the polls and vote Darrian McGhann. Let your voice be heard. Let me represent you for the first, or I should say as the first VP Academic Affairs for the UTech Student Union for 2014 to 2015 academic school year. Thank you very much.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Maga.
Yes, sir.
In terms of the Great Forgiveness policy, what is your suggestion moving forward with that particular policy?
Okay. Good afternoon, good night again. All right. To my knowledge, I don't know much about the Great Forgiveness. However, the other night I was thinking to myself, right? Now, students attempt modules. They pay money for these modules, right? But at the end of the day, you might fail a module, right? Now, why is it that the university is owing us at ransom for a failure? So I'm saying that they are going to calculate this failing grade as well as a second attempt for this module in your GPA and demotivating you as a student by presenting a GPA that is not favorable, right? Now, I will call for reconstruction or reformation of that policy, right? So at the end of the day, we the students have a right. Is it that the university wanted to go out there with something on paper that would disgrace us? Or is it that we want a university that will uplift us and try to put us in the direction for self-actualization?
Fairly well. In terms of the Great Forgiveness, it's when a student select a particular module and upon approaching the examination period, one may decide to withdraw from that particular module, having the knowledge that they think that they may fail. So it's basically improving it and pushing it forward, but a fairly good answer. On another note, in terms of the overall performance of students within the university, how can you improve that?
Okay, this is a very serious matter. Over the years, you know that I've done validation pertaining to the performance of lecturers, and the performances of students. Now, the onus is on both students and lecturers to ensure that they will do enough to ensure that proper end results are received. Now, normally we students attack lecturers, right? We both ourselves to blame. Let us be responsible as students. Also, lecturers, this thing that they call validation is not be upheld by all the relative faculties of the university. We, the Students' Union, and I will not say hi, because it takes a group effort. We, the Students' Union, should ensure that all respective faculties, will uphold such regulations that will govern the validation of our lecturers, because some of our lecturers can't teach. And I will say this with no remorse.
Good evening, sir.
President, good afternoon to you.
You are the only candidate for this post. And I was willing to not ask any questions until I heard the last statement. May I congratulate you on being one of the few people who tell the truth, regardless of what. And with that, sir, I wish you all the best in your portfolio.
Much appreciation.
The panel will not ask you any more questions because I know everyone is highly anticipating the president candidates. So, any question from the audience?
Good night, Maggie.
Yeah.
Question to you, my dear. The system of where we have in December where a student has registered for a module, however, they have not finished completing payment of the module, yet still they end up failing that module and pay for it again to do it over. I haven't done the module. What will you do in your capacity as First Week Academic Affairs to assist those students? As well as how will you assist us in getting classrooms that are more conducive to our overall learning, organism and stuff like that? Because some classrooms have no fan, no AC, nothing at all. How will you help us in your capacity as First VP if elected to this post?
Okay. Is it that you're asking one question or you're asking two questions?
It's a two-part question.
No, let me just beg of you to ask me one question at a time.
Okay, the first question is, what will you do for students who they have paid for some amount of modules and they have been delisted in December, so they can't sit their examinations? They have to pay complete payment of that module and end up doing it again and pay for it again. Double jeopardy. How will you assist us?
Question to ask you. Is it that students have paid a portion of that school fee?
Yes, they have.
No, for last semester, there was a new agreement between the university and the academic affair person presently, at the moment, Mr. Joban Conley, which allows a student to sit his or her exam on the basis that the student pay at least his or her auxiliary fee.
Okay.
So in an instance like that, I can't give an answer because that is not clear enough.
Okay.
So you have to ensure that you get your information straight before you ask your question.
Okay, Mr. McGhann, I will not comment on your ignorance, but the next question that I will ask you is...
Ignorance is bliss. The reason why I can talk...
The next question I'll ask you, sir...
Miss Rochelle, Miss Rochelle, hello.
So are we fighting?
Hello.
Okay.
Hello. I am not showing any sign of ignorance.
Right. Please answer the question.
No, listen.
Okay,
I am
Darrian,
okay. I'm answering the question. I'm not displaying this form of ignorance. The thing is, I have sat on the SOP board and the faculty board at my faculty.
Yes.
No, an issue like that with a lack of information requires investigation. So therefore, you can't come to me with anything about propaganda or...
Okay, Mr.
Thank you very much.
McGhann.
Yes,
okay.
please.
Okay, McGhann, thank you. The next question I'm going to ask you now, as I was asked before, how will you ensure that the classrooms at UTech are conducive to our overall learning? Because some classrooms have no fans, they have no ACs, etc.
Okay, it's not how you plan, but we plan. It's not the role of just one person for such initiative. Now, let me speak on that. We are paying this exuberant amount of money for our education. Now, it calls for the university to provide adequate facilities and adequate, what you call, infrastructures to enhance our learning environment so we can get that prescribed degree. Now, the only thing I can say and not promise is to be a nuisance, right? Be a player under the skin of the university, begging them to renovate or enhance the class spaces within the university. That's the only thing I can do at the moment, or can say at the moment.
All right, thank you. Final question, then over to the candidate of presidency.
what do you plan to do about students knowing their academic advisors? Because a lot of students come in and they might be put in certain situations and they don't know who to go to. And they don't know their academic advisors because their faculties cannot provide a list to them as to who their academic advisors are. What do you plan to do?
My apologies. Now, to my knowledge, the onus is on the students. Again, I reinstate the responsibilities of a student. The onus is on the student to find their academic advisors. However, I think that the academic advisors within the university should also employ some measures to ensure that students are aware of the academic advisor. Now, it is important for academic advisors to provide students with necessary information so they will be sensitized enough about the selection of modules and other academic relations, right? Now, what we the Students Union can do is to first work with the VP public relation person to ensure that publications are out there to notify or sensitize students about the fact that they need to know their academic advisors, and also accentuate to them the steps and procedures that are necessary to identify these academic advisors. Yes, thank you very much.
Excuse me. Not a question, an observation. You are basically unopposed. In certain places where you go for position, you will make enemies naturally. Do not cultivate them. Your job is to be their link between their academic advisors and the faculties and the students. When someone asks you a question, even if the question has foundation that is weak, the way you deal with it is going to indicate how many people will be willing to come to you. I am saying this to you with an abundance of care, son. Listen a lot. Say less. And when you do say something, make sure it means something to someone.
Yes, I appreciate that, sir.
Bless.
Now, if I may say, if persons know me, this is how I articulate myself. I'm a very friendly person, no means for any, Yes, I will do that, sir. Thank you very much. Now, on behalf of myself, I would like to extend apologies to Ms. Ferguson and other persons in the audience who have, might feel offended based on the way that I've presented my statements. And I hope that you will accept this apology. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. McGhann.